Hello, I'm Steve. Welcome to the Patio Heat channel, where we create visual concepts of infrared heating as well as tips for outdoor comfort. Our one-on-one customer support helps you make the best decisions for your applications. We strive to earn your business. Visit our patioheat.com website for sales and more information. Now let's get heating. All right, so this is a screened-in room for a residential application. And let's go ahead and go right into the overall dimensions. So I have here a 10, 11, and 10 foot distance on center to center on the post. So we got 31 feet, and then 17 feet this direction here. I'm not quite sure of the exact height of this here, but I don't think that's going to be relevant on this decision here. But I have it 12.6 to the top here, and then over here I have 16 feet to the top edge of the rafter, I'll call it, up here. Also, they did mention the center would be about 5'6", I think, to the top edge of the center of this beam going across. And then I have about 3'11" over here. That's probably off a little bit, but that's okay again. Total height of the beam that I have is 8'4". Now it could be, I have these at I think 6-inch beams. They could be 9 feet and it would still be acceptable. So that's not as important, but something to consider. I think there's about that's about it as far as the dimensions go. Just to mention, we do have about 527 square feet. Now that's not that's including the bar area over here, so just bear that in mind. And I think that's it, so let's go ahead and turn that off. Now I'm also going to turn off the area here that you can see that's all screened in here. Now I'm not quite sure of how this screened in area is going to look, but I just threw this up here for visual representation only. So it is a screened in room. Now one thing I should mention is that being that it's screened in, I'm going to probably suggest only gas, and I'll tell you why here in a minute. But we need to make sure that at the highest point we have some ventilation so that exhaust gases can come out. So just bear that in mind with regards to the screen. If this section up here is not screened in and this is a solid, then we need to make sure there's some sort of vent up high up here. So all right, let me turn that screen off just so we can maneuver here a little bit easier. You can see we have a seating area over here, fireplace, and also we have a dining space here. I have a short bar stool seating over here. There is a staircase that leads up this direction here. And then I want to go back here to the screened in section. You can see that we do have some screens, doorways that swing into the residence or into the screened in room. So that's something that we need to also consider. So I'm going to also just right off the bat here recommend that we place those outside as opposed to inside, and I'll show you why in a minute. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and turn off that screen again and look at what we can do here. So what I'm going to recommend is gas heaters, and the reason why, I'm going to go back to the dimensions here. Having this 527 square feet area, the requirements for gas versus electric, so the gas units at 34,000 BTUs a piece would be about 4.65 heaters to heat up this area properly, using about 300 BTUs per square foot. If I did that with a hang on one second here, I'm going to just pause this. All right, so if I used the electric heaters to heat this space, then it calls for 7.65 because the Infratech 6,000 watt unit is the highest output they have for residential use, and that would be about 20,000 BTUs a piece. I think it's 20,645. So yeah, that would be quite a bit of units to really heat up this space properly. So in any case, let's go ahead and turn off that dimension and look at the gas heaters. Now you can see I have just 3 at this point, and let's just go ahead and look at this seating area over here. Now this is not exactly the seating area that they're going to have, but you can see that with just 3 units here, we're getting a good coverage of this space here. Going back to the doorway here, you know, with that issue at the door, I would like to have a heater sitting over here. These are all Sunpak S34s, or they could be a TSH. A TSH gives you two outputs, 25,000 or 34,000, and it allows you to fluctuate the amount of heat that you're actually feeling. So the TSHs are rather good, but the 34s at least are minimal, what I would recommend. But you can see here with the doorway out, the screen doorway out, you know, we can put this additional unit over here. They also mentioned placing a lamp. Now, I'm not quite sure how that lamp would look. However, I just threw a lamp in like this, and maybe also a couple of fans. Now, fans could create an issue with regards to the placement, so I placed 4 fans here. They may just want, you know, one single fan in the middle, and again, I'm going to turn that screen off here. Maybe just one fan in the middle here and no fan over here. But if they wanted a fan over here, I'm not quite sure how that would actually work with a lamp as well. So maybe there would be a lamp fixture with a fan built into that lamp fixture, and that would work out fine like that. And then moving, you know, possibly moving just the heater, or excuse me, the fan to roughly the center point here, and that'd be like that roughly. And then I would just turn these off for a second, and then maybe this would be a fan and a lamp as well. So that would work out fine using the 4 34,000s and or TSHs on this side here. Now you can see that we're not hitting the complete bar stool area here, nor are we hitting the complete seating arrangement here. And I do have that seating arrangement based off of the lamp, the beam, and centering in those 2 places there. So the only other thing we could do is add an additional unit, and let's see here. This probably wouldn't work. I don't have the true dimensions of this platform up here, but that would be one way of doing it. You could, you know, extend out something to make this work, and that would give you a good footprint on this side here. Again, being that this is countertop area, and probably they said that they would probably be a lot of standing room up here, you definitely want this one to be a TSH, so that it could be lowered in its output for standing, and then higher in its output for seating over here. So or the other option would be to take that and put a unit in this configuration here. But again, having a fan here would be an issue, so that's why I didn't place that immediately. Lastly, there is this door over here. I'm not quite sure if it swings out, but the area that would, or the heater would be placed in the center over here. If it does not swing out, and then you can see that we get good coverage, sorry about that, over the dining space over here. So also you could individually switch each one of these. You can switch 2, let's say, on a if you use the TSH model on a duplex switch, and then these 2 on a separate duplex switch, these 2 on a separate duplex switch, or all 4 or all 6 rather on a duplex switches. So that would be my consideration would be to place them all on individual duplex switches. That way you can fluctuate how much heat you're using throughout this whole span. Now, why am I recommending a higher output unit for this type of space? Number one, as I mentioned before, the BTU requirements for the space calls out for, I think it was 5 units roughly. And then the footprint of heat that is provided by the heaters and the placement of the heaters. You can see center, 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 center over here. And then these 2 here centered. This one is off at 24 inches from the edge because you need 24 inches on the side for combustibles. But the footprint of heat is very important as far as placement and or the in conjunction with the BTU requirements for the space itself. Now, I mentioned all this because they said that they want to use this space year-round, and I'm trying to provide as much comfort as they can get, as well as the cost of operation. Now, gas is a little bit less expensive than electric, and you can see that running 6 of these units here, 3 would represent approximately 1 therm per hour. A therm costs me about $2 a therm on with tax and everything. So electricity, on the other hand, 6,000 watts each, 7 heaters. That would cost quite a bit to operate this whole room. Now, you don't need all of them running at all the times, but that would be a higher expense. And so I'm trying to keep it conventional as far as the cost of operational. So, all right, well, I hope this has helped. If you're looking for some assistance with your outdoor heating application and you'd like us to review your plans, please send your information into designs@patioheat.com. I'm Steve, and if you'd like to give us a thumbs up, we really appreciate that. We don't advertise, we're not monetized. YouTube does not promote us in any way unless we receive thumbs up from our viewers, and we appreciate that so much. Have an excellent day.